so I'm very happy that now you have understood these three power of laws, these important power of laws. So maybe in case you haven't watched the first law, the video for the first law and the second law, please make sure you check for those videos. Just check my previous videos, you are going to find them. And make sure you watch those videos, because I have explained these laws in such a way that you will never forget. You will never forget. You know, what is very important is it's just not all about reading, but it is all about understanding. Are you understanding? Are you mastering what you are reading? That is what we call studying. For you to actually study, you need to understand what you are reading. That is studying. So I have explained those two laws in such a way that you understand them very well. You understand them very well, and then you will never forget. You will never forget, and you'll be applying them as you'll be answering different questions. Because some questions, as I was saying in the previous videos, some questions, especially in physics, require you to actually apply these three power of laws. Require you to apply. Of course, maybe you can be asked to state what the first law states, the second law states, or the third law. But in most of the cases, you'd find that some questions will require you to actually apply these laws for you to actually answer them rightly. So that's why I want you to understand these laws. They are very essential in physics. Okay, so watch the first video, the second video, and you understand the first and second laws. And make sure you watch this video for you to understand the third law. And don't forget to click on the subscription button in case you haven't yet subscribed to my channel. You haven't yet subscribed to my channel. Make sure you subscribe. And also, in case maybe you haven't clicked on the notification button, make sure you click on the notification button so that whenever I upload a new video, you get to know. And on this channel, we do not only learn physics, we learn chemistry, we learn biology, and also mathematics. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, because you'll be enjoying all those subjects through this same channel. Okay, so let's get started. So this is the last law of Newton, the third law of Newton. So I'm going to actually read what it states. Then what is important, I'm going to give you a powerful explanation in such a way that you will never forget this law. Okay, this one is very simple and straightforward, and it is very interesting. I want you to actually understand it. So Newton's third law of motion states that for every acting force, there is always an equal. Okay, let me just do this. For every acting force, there is always an equal but opposite reacting force. So this is the third law of Newton. For every acting force, there is always an equal but opposite reacting force. This is the third law of Newton. So now, what does it mean? What does it mean? Let me explain. Let me break it down. Please follow me clearly. So what it means is that, let me give you an illustration, and I'm sure by this illustration you will never forget this law. So let's assume that we have this form. We have this form, and then we have also a certain person. Okay, this is all. Then we have a certain person. I don't know if it is you or me. Yeah, you are this particular person. Okay, so this person is trying to push this wall by exerting a certain force. I hope you are able to see. He's trying to push this wall by exerting a certain force. So now, what this law states is that for every acting force, there is always an equal but opposite reacting force. So here what you need to know and understand is that this law is actually between two objects. So the first object, which is acting, and then the second object, which is reacting. I want you to get those points. So let me explain them more. Let me break them down. So this is a person. And then this is the O. Then okay, then this person, according to this illustration here, this person is trying to push this O. Okay, let me just make this person to move a bit. Yes, let me make him to move a bit so that I explain very well. So this particular person is trying, don't worry, I've drawn these two same pictures, but they have different explanations. So this person is trying to actually exert a certain force on this hole. So now this person who is exerting this force, okay, who is exerting this force which is being exerted on this hole is the one which we are calling the acting force. I hope you are able to see. This is the force we are calling the acting force. Then this one will also now react. What will make this one to move is because of the reaction. This one will also do what? Will react. So this one will actually exert a certain force on this person, and that force is the one we are calling the reacting force. I hope I'm getting it. So this person is actually acting on this object by exerting the acting force, a certain acting force. Then this one is also actually reacting on this person by exerting a certain reacting force. I hope now we are getting it. So for every acting force, that is according to the law, for every acting force, there is always an equal but opposite reacting force. So now what does it mean? Let me also give you another explanation. Let me break it down further so that you can understand. So this force which this person is actually trying to exert on this hole. Let's say, for example, this force, this person is exerting a force of 40 newtons on this hole. So what will happen is that this hole will also react by exerting the same force of 40 newtons. Have you seen? The same force of what? 40 newtons. But this force now, get me clearly. This one is the one we are calling a reacting force. And since it is actually acting in the opposite direction, this person is acting in this direction, but this will actually act in this direction. This force, the reacting force, is going to be negative. I hope you are getting it. So, since this force is negative, and this one, the force which this person is actually exerting on this wall is the same as this one, but this one is in a positive form, but this one is in a negative form due to the fact that it is actually being exerted in the opposite direction. When we get this one, which is in the positive form, which is the acting force of this person, then we add with this one, which is of course the reacting force, which is in the negative form, because it is being applied in the opposite direction. What we are going to have is something like this. We are going to have 40, this time this one, we are going to have a negative. And then 40 newtons minus 40 newtons, what we are going to have is what? 0 newton. That is why this wall will not move. Because the resultant force is what? Is 0. I don't know if you are getting it. So that is what Newton's third law of motion states. Let me give you another powerful illustration. I hope you have gotten this one. Let me give you another powerful illustration. Let's assume we have got this table. Or maybe it's a desk. We have this desk. And someone Okay. Okay, someone is seated. Someone is seated on this desk. I'm sure it is clear. Yes, it is looking very nice. Okay, so someone is seated on this desk. So there's a possibility that this desk can actually break. This desk can actually do what? Break. But the reason why this person is stationary, this desk is not actually breaking, it is because the same force which this person, let me draw a free diagram, a free board diagram here. Okay, without a person. So the same force this person is actually exerting on this desk, let's say for example is exerting 120 newtons. That's the force this person is exerting on this desk. So the same force this person is exerting on this desk, that is the same force this desk also will do what? Will exert on that particular person. And as a result, since this one is an acting force, it is in the positive way. But this one, since it is a reacting force, it will be in a negative form. And because of that, the resultant will be what? Will be 0. That will result in this person to be stationary on this desk. I hope you are getting it. But let's assume this desk, the maximum force which this desk can exert on a particular person or on a particular object is, let's say 200 newtons. That is the maximum force this desk can actually exert on a particular object. And then let's assume this obese person, okay, this obese person, and this person is said to have let's say for example, is said to have 300 newtons. This particular person is exerting on this bench a force of 300 newton. Due to the fact that this force, supposedly this desk will not be able to hold this person now who is having a greater force. I mean a greater weight than this one. So because of that, because of this person is exerting this force of 300 newton on the desk, and the desk is only able to hold an object which has not more than 200 newton. What will happen is that this desk will eventually be what? Be broken down. This is what is going to happen. I hope you have seen. So now, what we are trying to say that if you are exerting a certain force on an object, that same force which you are applying on that particular object will do what? Will be also exerted on you. That object will exert the same force which we are exerting on you. And that force is the one we are calling the reacting force. But if your force surpasses the exerted force which an object is exerting on you, then what will happen is that the reaction is going to happen. If let's say for example you're actually pushing a car, and then you'd find that if you call a child to push this car, definitely this car will not move, because the force which this child is exerting on this car maybe is very much small, and that same force is going to be exerted on that same child, and because of that, that car will not move. Not until you call maybe let's say for example you call 5 adults, and maybe those 5 adults, for this car to move, they have to actually apply a force which will surpass the reaction force, the reactive force which this car will exert on them. That's when this car will actually start to do what? To move. I hope you're getting it. So, when talk of Newton's third law of motion, for every acting force, there is always an equal but opposite reacting what? Reacting force. This is an illustration. So that is what Newton's third law of motion states. I hope you have actually gotten one or two things from my explanation. If you have any question, just actually drop it in the comment box. And maybe if you have liked this video, if it has helped you, and I'm sure it has helped you, just put a like. And then make sure, if you haven't watched the previous two videos, make sure you watch them, because I have explained the first law and the second law. This is now the third law. So make sure you watch them, and make sure, don't forget to actually subscribe to my channel. And also don't forget to click on the notification button, so that whenever I actually upload a new video, you get to know. Maybe you want to get in touch with me, just inbox me on okay, let me use my Airtel number, because that is the one I normally use. 0976 97 58 98. So this is my Airtel number, and I've created a WhatsApp group. You can just inbox me using that same number, then I'll add you to my group, Mr. Distinction. That is, if you want to actually follow me on Facebook, make sure you follow me just by setting Mr. Distinction, and you are going to find me. Make sure you actually follow my Facebook channel or my Facebook page for any updates. Don't forget to inbox me so that I can add you to my WhatsApp group as you are preparing yourself for your final examination. I'll be sharing you some important materials, and I'll be actually trying to help you in one way or two ways. So make sure you do that. Otherwise, this subtopic is very important, and make sure you understand this important subtopic. And if you have any question, drop it in the comment box. For now, I can say goodbye.